Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bravo Tea with the Stay-at-Home Mom. I'm Erica, and pardon the sound of my voice, a little congested. I've just been running ragged, guys. I feel like the last 2 months has just finally got me. Little head cold, but we're back, everybody. We are in the full swing of all the Bravo shows. Thank God.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back. Classic. We are back. We are back.
I mean, thank God, because it was nice to have the holidays off. I'm not going to lie, but I was like, oh my God, what are we watching? Are we just watching the reruns of The Real Housewives of New Jersey? Which I did. I always get sucked in that time of year. I put the Christmas episodes on, and then I'm just like, let's just watch the whole third season over again. And we may be getting Jersey Christmases again because it is a Christmas miracle. The Giudices and the Gorgas reunited for Christmas Eve. I was so happy to see it. It was like time didn't even pass by. Antonia and Melania did a little TikTok. It was like, twin, where have you been? Then I wrote under it, the band's back together. I'm so happy. And Juicy Joe liked my comment. All we need is Juicy Joe to be back there in Jersey with them. That would be amazing. I just don't want him to call Melissa Raccoon Face. But I hope they are made up for real. There is no show right now. So I know people on the internet are like, oh, they're doing it for the show. Well, there is no show technically yet. I get what people mean, though. Are they making up just so they get to be on the show again? I don't know, because Teresa reached out to Joe. So that's when I think it's more genuine. I feel like if Joe and Melissa would have caved first, it wouldn't have been genuine. But I think maybe Teresa just woke up one day and was like, wow, I don't have my parents. I don't talk to my only brother. My kids are growing up without their cousins. Because I know they say they still see Joe Giudice's, all his nieces, but I don't know how much. They do go to the Bahamas some with them, but I don't think they spend like holidays and stuff together. I'm not sure. But I mean, just warmed my heart to see all those videos. And as time went on, I am a year older. I had my birthday January 6th. So I am now 35, old lady.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday. We gonna party like it's your birthday.
So happy birthday to me. I had a nice, relaxing day, and my husband got me flowers and a balloon, and my girls wrote a really cute card. He got me a card, and we're waiting a couple days to celebrate, to go out to dinner because of the head cold. I'm like, I want to enjoy my food, but he did order me sushi, so that was nice. It's just the worst when you have to breathe out of your mouth. It's just the worst, but I'm on the mend. And we're kicking off dance competition season this weekend. My youngest is starting too, so I'm just excited. So let's just recap, because I didn't do an episode, guys, over break. I know I said I was going to, but then that's when I got sick. It just didn't happen. But I am ready to recap both The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, so last week and the season finale, and then I'll just do both VPRs quick, because I really feel the consensus of the internet, we're not into VPR. I'm wishy-washy, it's not bad, but it's obviously nothing like this riveting season of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I mean, it's uncomparable, but they are season one. And they're trying to fill the shoes of people that we already have all the memories with. So it's kind of hard. It's not like The Valley, where we were like, okay, a couple of these people used to be on TV, but this is a whole new show. And it's like we're giving it a fresh chance. But I don't know. It's okay. It's not terrible, like I said. If there's nothing to watch, I'll watch it. But I'm not sprinting to the TV. Okay, so last week, Angie ran into the people serving the breakfast and smashed into them. Her lip filler saved the day, though, on her lips. And Meredith said she's in a good mood. She's feeling better. She slept a lot. mean, she's just all over the place, this lady. The ladies are picking dresses out and they're getting ready to go do a Greek photo shoot. And good thing Lisa did have glam on this trip since they're going to go do a photo shoot. So it's paying off for at least one of the days. I just can't believe these people like pay for glam. Some of them like every day. I mean, obviously, I guess she has the money to do so, but it's just crazy. Like Dorit, obviously we're now seeing that you maybe shouldn't have paid for glam every single day of your life because I think there is no money between you and PK. But that's what I mean. Like, unless you're Kim Kardashian, I don't know why you're having glam every day. And I don't think Bravo pays for it. Now, Kim Kardashian told me she does. Oh, she didn't tell me. She told the world on the podcast. She told me. We're BFF, low-key. But she said she writes it off. I don't know if these ladies get to do that. I guess they do because this is like their work. They're on TV. So I guess it's the same for them. But I just don't know why you have to bring them on vacation. And like I said, Lisa looks good, but like nothing dramatic that she couldn't have possibly done herself. They all look gorgeous on the photo shoot though. And everyone is noticing how calm, cool and collected and happy Meredith is. And now they're going to go, some of them are going to go to a spa. And then Mary, Bronwyn, and Whitney are going to go have lunch at the most amazing spot. So I know you'd be like, oh, do I want to go eat lunch or do I want to go to a spa? Normally I would say I want to go to a spa, but when I saw where they were eating lunch, I'm like, no, put me on top of the highest point in Santorini with that amazing Greek salad. Like, I feel like you could just never have enough Greek salads. My friend went on a cruise all through Greece like 2 summers ago, and she had like a total of 12 Greek salads, but just like they were all phenomenal and I couldn't get enough. I would want that every day. I love a good Greek salad. Shout out around here in Delaware, Opa Opa, a Greek restaurant. They do the best Greek salad. Oh my God. Just fresh all year. I don't know where those tomatoes come from. But Whitney and Mary are just saying they really think Meredith needs help. And Whitney is comparing it to what she went through with her dad, how he'll like have like a rage fit and then forget about it and like not even say anything, like nothing happened, like almost like you're blacked out. Like when we drink a little too much and maybe we're doing things like we just don't remember everything or we don't remember everything we said. So kind of like that. That's what they're now equating this plane ride from hell is, that Meredith just like blacked out in a rage. And that's why she's like, oh, I didn't do anything. It's like, because she doesn't remember. But Mary said she sees the signs now with Meredith because she sees it in her son. And she just really wants Meredith to get help. And she's very emotional. And Bronwyn, they were all getting emotional. But then Bronwyn changed the subject to say, you know, I saw Seth when I was in New York with Todd. We were in an Italian restaurant. And they're like, oh, what are you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm here with investors. And Mary said, oh, what do you mean? And she's like, I'm trying to tell you, I saw Seth out on a date with a girl. And Mary's like, oh, shit. So the other women, meanwhile, are in the spa. They're trying to be quiet. They're walking around this like pool. And I guess it's cold because when they get in, they're like, oh, so I'm assuming it's like, I don't know if it's a cold plunge, but it's just their legs. And they're like walking around in like a lap. Like it looks like a maze. It's very strange. Like this isn't what I would want to go to the spa for. I want a massage or a facial. So then Brittany walks by and she's splashing all of them. And obviously they're so annoyed. Brittany is so annoying. Like, and like Heather says in the confessional, she's doing what they all expect of her, being Brittany, being annoying. You can't get the hair wet on vacation because we're not washing it like every night. And that's what Angie said. She's like, I just did my hair. And Angie's got a shit ton of hair. It doesn't matter that she owns a hair salon or not. Like my hairdresser isn't washing her hair and blowing it out every single night. And that's actually not healthy to do. So it's just annoying. And like, ew, everyone all over is walking in that like pool. It's like a pool. So it's like, please don't splash that on my head. just being immature. I'm just wondering what her future is for the show because literally no one likes her. And I doubt many viewers enjoy watching her either because I know I sure don't. The only good point I will say Brittany made, though, she said in her confessional, oh, these women are getting upset that I'm splashing some water, but they were dumping buckets of water on me the trip before. And that was because, though, you were talking about Jared and you weren't supposed to. And I do understand what she means. It's kind of like, do as I say, not as I do. They, were mad about some splashes on their hair. Meanwhile, she got a whole bucket of water dumped on her. They go to the relaxing room, though, where they're still supposed to be quiet. Like a whisper argument is happening. And Lisa says, why did you splash her with the water? Like, Angie just blew her hair out for 1 hour. Why would you do that? And she's like, oh, it's just a little water. And Angie's like, I feel like my hair is crusty now. And I use the most expensive products. I blow dry it with full tension so it could look like glass. And then I finish it off with nice oil. And then Lisa's like, Brittany, you don't understand. Because she's like, it doesn't take you an hour to do your hair. And she's like, you don't understand. You have synthetic hair. It dries faster. And she's like, I don't have synthetic hair. This is real hair that came from real hair follicles. Now, I understand and all about extensions. I had extensions. It was real hair on my head. It was real hair follicles at one point. It wasn't synthetic. They do sell synthetic. Brittany's hair looks so shitty, though. I understand why Lisa's saying you have synthetic hair because her hair, A, doesn't blend well, and B, it's like if it gets curly, you see the extension stays straight and her real hair gets frizzy and curly. That's when you know it probably is synthetic and it's not real. So maybe you should start going to Angie's salon and they'll hook you up with some real hair. And then they just get into the whole Mother's Day thing where like Meredith was upset how she didn't get to talk to Brooks. And Brittany said, you weren't sympathetic to me. And Lisa said, you chose to not have a relationship with your kids and it's all your fault. I just always feel like I have to talk like that when I'm talking about Lisa. But I do agree. I was cleaning my kids' playroom the other day and I had their TV on and I was just watching like the reruns of the earlier episodes in the season. And because they were showing them all day since it was the season finale. And it was the part where her daughter Olivia and her meet for milk. They meet for coffee, but Brittany was going on about that damn milk for like 5 minutes. She's like, I would order you a steamer when you were young. Do you remember that? Like a steamer? Oh, I'm such a good mom because I was ordering you steamed milk. No. The daughter literally looked at her and was like, you choose men over me. Oh my God, if that doesn't cut you like a knife and doesn't make you want to be celibate for like years and not talk to another man. But no, you like jump back on that Jared Osmond train, get all the stupid stuffed animals and like, I don't get it. All these other women don't get it because all these other women are mothers. And I think they agree that if they were in that situation and they were divorced and their kid was like, listen, it's either me or your flavor of the week, they'd be like, obviously it's you, you're a kid. If that was me, I would pick my kids. Are you kidding me? I'm not saying I would never like maybe not date again. Like I don't fault Brittany for not wanting to necessarily be alone for the rest of her life. But for right now, I think you can be alone and just have a relationship with your kid because I think that's more important. Oh. So when like she thinks the ladies are being so mean, they're just kind of being really honest about that. But then all the ladies are on their way to their last dinner, like out on the town, and Lisa reveals that she talks to trees in her yard. That was interesting. And then all of a sudden she just starts like laying into Brittany. So I'm wondering if we missed a couple minutes that they filmed because it seemed like she was talking about trees. And then she's like, I heard you were drunk every day on the boat. And she's referring to that trip that they took on the yacht. And they were all on the trip. So I feel like they all would have seen her and heard her throwing up. And then she's like, and then all you were doing was like drinking and like throwing up and then drinking again. Like, are you an alcoholic? I have no idea where this is coming from. It is so strange that she's just pulling this out of her ass. But then we do see that her and Meredith had a conversation. Meredith all bubbled up in the bathtub. And she's like, I heard that she had so much to drink. And then she was to the point where she was throwing up and then going back and drinking again. And from what we saw, that was right on camera. She did like throw up overboard and then she drank, but she may have also been throwing up from like seasickness, not because she was like blacked out drunk. I don't think that. But very out of left field, very weird. Bronwyn gets a phone call from Todd because he's doing the nicest thing he's probably done all season, helping her mom move out of her house because he felt like she was lonely. So he called to check on her. And then he's just like, I'm just going to fly out there and go help her. And she's like, these are the moments where Todd is great and, you know, why I love him. Because we don't give him enough credit for that. And it's like, yeah, because he's too busy eating the cherries off your ice cream, which I saw that episode again yesterday. I was like, God, awful human. And just belittling her, I feel like, all the time, like making her feel stupid. Like, why are you going to go on that trip? I know you're going to fight with Lisa. It's like, I don't know if you checked, but she's on a TV show and she kind of has to go on the trip with Lisa. So don't know why you're not clocking that info, Todd. But they all cheers to this, what was it? I forget what they called it. But when they cheers, they say Yamas. But it was like almost like in Italy, how you get grappa. So it's like a grain alcohol so strong. Like, no, give me the limoncello. Like when I studied abroad and I was in Italy, if you ate dinner and they felt nice and inclined to like offer you a little after dinner thing, they'd be like, would you like grappa or the limoncello? I'm like, I'll take the limoncello all day. The grappa is like burning your esophagus. So Mary's face says it all with the strong shot. I'm mad I can't remember what it's called. But she's like making these awful faces. And then Lisa starts doubling down again on Brittany all of a sudden being an alcoholic. And I'm wondering if Meredith told Lisa this on purpose so she'd bring it up so she could have a relaxing night and no one accusing her of being like pill popping or an alcoholic or whatever the issues that they all think she has. But it's really out of left field. And Whitney says, Lisa, why are you doing this right now? It's like, okay that you're saying this about Brittany, but it's not okay when we say it about Meredith because you annihilated me over that. And then Heather is like, you know, guys, like we're coming down hard on Brittany and she's very accomplished and she was in the Mistletones. And then they show it's like this like random Hallmark movie that like Tori Spelling was in. And she's like, your IMDb is impressive, but it's like, okay, if that's all that's like on her IMDb and this, I don't know. And then she's like, she's probably, you know, you're a lot more accomplished than everyone at the table. And Bronwyn's like, I'm sorry, what? Why did you say that? Like, definitely not. I'd still put Brittany in the least accomplished at the table for if we're comparing apples to oranges. But Whitney's like, I think it's hilarious. All these women are up in arms that they're like, how dare you say she's more accomplished than me? Meredith's like, I have fashion awards. Lisa's like, I've opened 3 businesses and sold them. I mean, yeah, that was strange that Heather said it like that. She should have been like, she's an accomplished woman. Leave it at that. But Lisa apologizes to Brittany. We all know that was fake and forced just to move on. And then Whitney and Lisa start going into it. And now all of a sudden, they're getting kicked out of this Greek restaurant. And Angie said, well, wait, just give us like 5 minutes. And he's like, sorry, ladies, the restaurant is closing. And they were actually getting kicked out. Like they weren't, the restaurant wasn't closing for sure because those restaurants also stay open so late. When I tell you I would walk by tables in Italy at 10 p.m. and they're sitting down to have their dinner. So they are just actually being asked to leave. But two things I'm going to say. One, they were in like a private room. So I don't know why it matters that they're arguing. And two, they were asking permission ahead of time to come to this restaurant. And okay, I'll add three. Do people in Greece watch the show? Do they know what it entails? I'm sure they described it a little bit like, oh, we have people, they're on the Real Housewives, like they'll sit down, they'll probably like be loud and argue. And like, that's the way the cookie crumbles when we do these things. So I don't know why all of a sudden it's like, oh, you must leave. Oh my God, you're so embarrassing. It's terrible. Like he wasn't even giving them like a minute. Mary and Angie couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. And Angie's like, I have never been kicked out. She's like, sir, this is my town. This is my country. And he's like, actually, it's not because you live in Salt Lake City. And then when they leave, he says in Greek, thank God they left. Oh my God. That was just like so funny. So we'll just plow right into the season finale. So it's their last day in Greece. Poor Angie's lip from running into that breakfast service. But Mary said, at least you're pretty while you're hurt. She said she's going to have to up her life insurance policy on her because she said a lot of near-death experiences. It is true. They're going to have a Greek play written about them. And I was like, oh my God, I did like Greek day when I was like in like fourth grade, I think, at my school. So we had to we were studying like Greek mythology and we had to wear like sheets with ropes and act out Greek plays. So that was interesting. Whitney and Heather are hoping Lisa takes her own advice about wanting everyone to be real and deep. And Bronwyn goes to tell Mary about Meredith asking to talk to her alone. So after they came back from getting kicked out of their Greek dinner, Mary, Bronwyn, and Meredith were on the couch chit-chatting. And then Mary went and everyone went their separate ways to go to bed. Meredith texts Bronwyn, hey, I need to talk. Can I come up to you or do you want to come down here? She went down to her. She tells Mary she was grilling her. She said, what was said at that lunch, meaning like between Mary, Bronwyn, and Whitney. She's like, what were you guys talking about? And she's like, I didn't tell her. And I totally believe that. But then Bronwyn goes to talk to Meredith. Meredith is like gazing into the sky on top of like a roof in like all black and black sneakers. Very un-Greek. Like, I feel like everyone should wear like blue every day. Honestly, that's just the color of their white and blue. And she's like, I just want to make sure you're okay because last night when we talked, you like really wanted to know if anything was said. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Bronwyn. I have no like thought about what you guys were talking about. I didn't say that. And Bronwyn's mad. You can always tell when someone's lying because the other person's like, are you serious? You're going to make me look like the liar? I definitely don't think Bronwyn's making that up. I don't think Bronwyn is a liar out of like all these people. Definitely not. She lays it out on the table because people have backstabbed her on this show for just being honest. So she's like, oh, if you're going to come to me and be honest with me, and then when we bring it up, you're going to say I'm lying? No. But all the ladies go meet up with Angie's cousin. And then they get in the Sprinter van. And Meredith says to Lisa under her breath, I don't know why I'm here. Always on the Sprinter van. Bronwyn just lays it all out. It's just something they must pump through the air vents to get everyone riled up. And she's like, I don't know why you're going to act like you didn't talk to me and you didn't like interrogate me about what happened at that lunch and blah, 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 and whatever. So then all the ladies arrive at the play and it looks very like scary. And I feel like it is creepy when they walk in, nobody's there. There's no one to serve them their food, which Brittany has to ask, do we have to serve ourselves? Yeah, the food's all laying there and there's no staff. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to serve yourself. And Mary just rolls her eyes. And she's like, well, I'm a lush, so I'll just go for the wine anyway. And then she's like actually trying to figure out how to open it. There's no bottle opener. And she goes, oh, it's a screw top. It's like, your brain is a screw top. When they then sit down. Mary wishes she wasn't there. And the play begins. And off the bat, when they start with Lisa, the eldest of the group, downhill from there, cutthroat, the most cutthroat shit I've ever seen. I mean, because they all sat down with the woman at the beginning when they decided to have the Greek play written about them. They basically talk shit on each other. And she said, like, what do you think about Mary? What do you think about Bronwyn? Like, ask all the ladies. So then they implement it in the play. And it's crazy. The only thing that was funny, though, was like everything they said about Brittany. I'm like, well, everyone said that to her face. Like, they said about the kids, like, how you don't care about your kids and you just choose men and you need male attention. I'm like, all of this checks out and everyone's already told her. So it wasn't as shocking for Brittany as it was for all the other ladies. And then Heather looks like she's 3 sheets to the wind by the end. It's like, how did everyone feel about that? With like her eye, I feel like half open. And Bronwyn says she was appalled by the play. And all the ladies break down and admit their faults. Lisa says she does hide behind her things. So they said that in the play because she has a lot to prove and she has worked hard for it. And she feels like she deserves those things. I get it. Work hard, play hard. And I agree. Like, if you work, you should buy yourself nice things. But I think they just want to see a more vulnerable side of Lisa, which we saw last night, and I really liked it. Because Lisa is a character. I do enjoy watching her, but I do hate when she's like, oh, well, like, I have a Porsche too, and I've actually had more Porsches than you. It's like, you're all rich. Like, we don't need the, like, tit for tat. You could buy the Porsche. You deserve it, and it's your money, but don't act like nobody else in that room could buy a Porsche. They can. Really liked how vulnerable she got, though. Meredith gets emotional and says she really wears her heart on her sleeve, and she doesn't say much, but she is a very emotional person, and she gets her feelings hurt easily. So then Heather says, you need to admit what you asked Bronwyn about the lunch. And then shit really hits the fan. If we thought shit hit the fan with the play, shit hits the fan now. So then it's like play gone to intervention. Everyone is like trying to say, I guess, that they're concerned about Meredith, but they're not saying it yet. So then Meredith gets up, and then Mary, it's like, we are all grown women who need to just say it to her face. You need to have the guts. We are mothers. We are wives. Why are we all here if we're not friends? Why are we here if we don't like each other? And then Meredith comes back, and Mary lays it on the line. She's like, we're all concerned about you. Me, but everyone else has said it too. We're all concerned. And she's like, I'm fine. I don't need help. It was so funny. In her confessional, which I'm not going to lie, she's partly correct as well. She was like, I drink a lot less than a lot of these ladies here. And it's like, damn right. Like, she really doesn't drink as much as like Heather and Brittany. If I could view and say who I think drinks the most on camera, I'd say Heather, Whitney, and Brittany. Let's hit it with that. Especially, obviously, Whitney. She had to have her microphone turned off when I was at BravoCon at the Christmas Spectacular. So it's like, we know you're hitting the bottle hard, which is fine. But like, no one is saying, oh my God, Whitney, I think you're an alcoholic because like you got your mic turned off at BravoCon. So I get where Meredith's coming from. I think if Meredith would just stop acting like nothing happened on that plane ride, and since we don't have video evidence to like say anything or, I mean, show anything, that's why everyone's like, if you think nothing happened on that plane ride, like, you need help because like lots of shit went down on that plane ride. And I hope at the reunion we have like long lost footage from like a passenger of the plane ride, because I'm also confused why nobody whipped out their camera at all, including the cast members. Like, be like feeling like you're betraying them, but it would come in handy for this. Lisa ultimately gets up and like leaves with Meredith. She's like, you guys need to really stop. Like, what are you doing? And it's because Bronwyn goes in with the, I saw Seth in New York, and she won't say like, I saw him with a woman. And she's alluding to that. And she's like, my husband doesn't cheat on me. I don't cheat on my husband. I don't do drugs. I don't drink that much. I have a wonderful life, and stop trying to create a problem. And I'm like, okay, thank God we got a 3-part reunion. Thank God. And join me January 27th at home base on Concord Pike in Wilmington, Delaware. I'm going to do part 3 reunion for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, my watch party. I had so much fun doing it for the Real Housewives of Orange County. So I'm back. I'm going to have raffles, the bingo, the trivia. So the trivia will get you raffle tickets to enter in the raffle. And every time you buy a drink, you get a raffle ticket. So come thirsty and come filled with knowledge about our Salt Lake City ladies. And we're going to take a little break and then recap the past 2 episodes of Vanderpump Rules. To all my listeners out there, it's not just the Bravo celebrities that want to look beautiful. We do too. Head on over to Studio One Salon for the most amazing extensions, cut, color, or even just a nice shampoo and blowout. For when you go out with all your friends to talk about all the latest Bravo tea. Use my code BRAVOT with a stay-at-home mom to enjoy 10% off. And we're back, and we're going to do the past 2 weeks of Vanderpump Rules. So we have Natalie trying to be a singer, not shocking. I understand that everybody, when Vanderpump Rules first started out, was trying to do like the same things. Except at first, no one was trying to do singing. It was just modeling and acting, which is like more normal almost, because like, I'm not trying to be rude. I don't think any of these people have musical talent thus far that I've seen. I'm not saying Natalie's voice is the worst thing I've ever heard, but it's nothing that's going to get her a music career and her leaving SUR to be touring around the world. And then Venus gets on the mic and drops a rap, which was pretty funny. The dog looked up a little frightened, but it was really funny. He's like, put these bitches to sleep like NyQuil. I was like, wasn't expecting that to come out of his mouth. He's like, I need some coffee so I can run my mouth about people. He's like, I need caffeine to run my mouth. Obviously, he's talking about Marcus. He said when he goes into his shift at SUR, he's going to end his friendship with Marcus over the backstabbing, which, you know what? I agree. Him texting everybody that worked at SUR saying like, oh, Venus said this about you, real backstabbing. And like, let's be real. I'm sure he said stuff about all the other employees at SUR that are not on this show. Everyone is at work, and Angelica is telling Audrey that after she was hanging out with Jason at the pool all day, they went out afterwards. And then he was flirting with another girl right in front of her. And then when he describes the story to his cousin Chris, he said Angelica was flipping out crying, and he just like unfollowed her on Instagram. So I kind of see like wrong in both. Obviously, I think it's kind of rude that he gets to another bar and is immediately like flirting with another girl. But also, Angelica put a red flag up at the pool by saying, yeah, I live with my ex-boyfriend. We're broken up, but we live together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. If he was like a mass murderer, you wouldn't be able to live there. Or if he was harming you, you probably would have moved out. So I find it weird they are living together. Maybe it's because you got some time left on the lease. I don't know, but it's like she's leaving and I guess he's staying. So why aren't you just leaving now? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's weird. So I think they're both a little immature. I think it's dramatic he unfollowed her on Instagram, but I think it's dramatic she's like flipping out and crying that he's flirting with someone. You live with your ex-boyfriend, okay? It's just crazy. So then they go talk in the alleyway. We got a lot of SUR alleyway chit-chats like right away. So Jason and Angelica go out there, and he's like, I just feel like you're kind of being clingy and possessive like a girlfriend, like acting like I cheated on you right away. Like I said, I just don't understand because you live with your ex-boyfriend, quote unquote ex-boyfriend. That's weird. That's just weird. Shane comes in with a date again, and Natalie is not getting it, but she said she dodged a bullet with that laugh he has as well. He's like, ha ha ha. And then like his mouth, his like jaw moves. When my husband and I were watching it the other night, we just look at each other and I'm like, I can't with the laugh. I'm sorry, I'm subjecting you to even watch this. And he's like, ha ha ha. And he like moves his jaw. That's literally what it's like. He's quite awful. That's what I mean. Not everyone on the show is bad, but the bad people are putting a bad taste in our mouth because we're like, nope, ew, we miss the old Vanderpump Rules people. And it's like, they're going up against some heavy hitters. Marcus and Venus take their turn to go out in the alleyway and talk. And all of a sudden, this girl, McKenna, who is apparently a bartender DJ there, and she's the one I figured it out that Shane is going on all these dates with. Because also I'm like, Shane, why are you like on this show? Like you don't work here. And he's really not friends with anyone. He like kind of was talking to Natalie for a little and then like not. Because he's talking to 10 other people at the same time. It's hard to keep up with. But comes out, has a drag of Marcus's cigarette, and then he has a sip of her alcohol, and it's like, I'm sorry, what's happening? Don't you have a girlfriend? And her name's Kim, and this is why you and Venus are in the alleyway arguing anyway, because you and Kim have a crazy relationship, but now you're just like sharing cigarettes and drinks with this girl that works there. I wouldn't like that at all. Venus said he has given him passes because Marcus has gone through a lot of loss and pain, but it always ends with them arguing about who's going to leave to go back into the building first. And Venus is like, I'll stand here all night. Marcus is like, ultimately just goes back in first. And you can't out petty a gay man because they live for the pettiness. So he's like, I'll stand here all night. So speaking of Kim, the person that Marcus forgets he's with, feels like that's what I feel like, goes over to Angelica's place that she shares with the boyfriend. They're having wine out of juice glasses. Another red flag. Where are your wine glasses? You could get wine glasses at the dollar store. Where are they? Don't ever give me red wine. And red wine would be the worst. Don't give me red wine out of like an orange juice glass. And it's not even like those old like Italian little juice glasses that like you see all the little Italian men like my pop-up would drink out of. Like he wasn't getting no fancy wine glass, but these were like little glasses that were like kind of more meant for wine, or like when you go to Italy they give you those, but like these were just literally for water or something. So it's like, no. She's showing Kim her pastime that she likes to do. She likes to make bathing suits, and I'm not gonna lie, the passion is there and the sketches look good, but the bathing suits are awful and they look like they should be in a sex shop. Like they're just designed for strippers, and you have to weigh 80 pounds to wear them also. So one of her creations is what she wore to the pool, which she looked like a literal stripper. Like no wonder Jason was going to talk to you because you look like you're just about to dance on a pole for him. Kim said that Jason was very upset and distraught after him and Angelica's little fight. And she said, well, if he comes back groveling, basically, I would give him another chance. It's like, you guys haven't even gone on a date when it's already getting this chaotic. Like, just looking at Jason versus Chris. Chris is like more mature. Audrey is more mature. So he's going to help her move into her new place. They're two friends. And the one friend asks what he's thinking about Audrey, and he said he really likes that they have good chemistry and just complimenting her. He is literally the only normal man, and she's the only normal woman on the show, honestly. It's because he's not a dick, and she's not being like crazy. So I really like them, and I'm sure like current day they're like not together, but I really like this nice relationship opposed to all the chaotic relationships we're getting. Marcus meets with Lisa after having his first therapy session. He said he cried the whole time, but then all of a sudden had an epiphany and he said he'd like to DJ. I don't know why everyone on Bravo, after watching James, thinks that they can just DJ. When I saw Kyle DJ, he was pretty good. So he did pay for lessons, he said, but so that was okay. But now this guy who doesn't even know what he's doing thinks he's just going to do See You Next Tuesday like James Kennedy. No. I don't know. And Lisa's like, I already had a DJ and it didn't work out. I really thought they were going to show like a flashback picture of James, but guess we're never really going to get that. And I think it's weird that like we don't talk about anybody or show flashbacks. I really kind of do. I don't know. All the girls are getting ready for a girls' night and they're getting on a party bus and they're going to Orange County. Don't ask me why. They live in LA. That's weird. Angelica is spinning on that stripper pole, dancing, falls a couple times, kind of like how we met her on the first episode. Natalie is, Kim is a vibe killer though, sitting on her phone, honestly, probably texting Marcus the whole time. Like, I don't even know why I'm here. Just fake having fun. Or I know you don't want to talk to Natalie. That's why you're being in a poo-poo mood, but just ignore her. There's like so many other people there and you get a night off that's paid for. They get into the restaurant and Audrey asks Natalie what is with Kim's vibe because she's in the bathroom. So naturally they're talking about the one that's in the bathroom. And she's like, the last time I saw her was when she was screaming at me at the pool. And she's like, well, this should be fun. And then she's walking back and they quickly change the subject. She's like, oh, should I get like a espresso martini or a dirty martini? She's like, oh, dirty martini. Like we weren't just talking about you, Kim, at all. But Jason and Marcus are back at SIR constructing a text to send to Angelica. Oh my God, I'm calling her Angelina like Jersey Shore. Oh shit. Angelica. Got to remember from like the Rugrats. To invite her to drinks with them when they get back. And after all of that planning on the phone they're doing, it is like writing the Constitution for these two. They misspell something and make a grammatical error. So she's like, oh, I guess that's just not a strong suit. And she's like, maybe I'd be down. And he's like, oh, she said maybe, which means yes. I just want to know how old everyone is. I know they probably said in the first episode, but I literally already forget. Him and Angelica have to be, sorry, I'm like dying. They have to be young because I can just feel the immaturity between the two of them. So that's not good. But Natalie rips the Band-Aid off with Kim and wants to squash the beef, but Kim's saying it's not the right time, but Natalie doesn't take the hint and just starts flipping out. You could tell she's the type that she's like, no, let's talk it out, get it over with so we can enjoy the night. Not like, let's play the silent treatment and pretend like we both don't exist. And I get it. Some people would rather do that, but I agree. It is hard to do that. Angelica gives it a go to try to diffuse the situation. And Natalie comes back with, you just walked into this friend group, which is true. But just get the hint and let's just have fun. So they go and ride the bull. At this other restaurant, Natalie starts crying. She's drama, giving Crazy Kristen vibes. Like I said before, extreme. So then we got on the most recent episode, Angelica and Natalie get their nails done together. And she says Jason didn't show up to get the drinks, but Chris was there. Kind of weird because, he did invite her to go out and he's like, oh, I'm really tired and blah, blah, blah. So I bet the party bus came back later than it was supposed to from Orange County because Orange County is far with LA traffic and it was at night. So I'm sure that's why I don't know why they went that far away. That was strange to me. Just for a night out. That was kind of weird. Like, I could see if the Orange County ladies took a party bus to go to LA for the night, for a night out, because that's more like nightlife. So I just thought it was strange. They wasted all that time going to Orange County, which in turn probably had Jason waiting up really late. And he's like, I can't stay up any later. I have work. I have like OnlyFans stuff to do the next day and whatnot. So, but I just don't understand why she's getting so mad at Jason, because she is telling Natalie, like, yeah, I still live with my ex-boyfriend. And Natalie's like, do you guys still hook up? And she's like, I mean, we have. And it's like, okay, literally don't get mad at Jason for anything ever again, though, because that's kind of shitty. Okay. She's like, I mean, a girl has needs. It's like, oh, okay. So that means since Jason didn't meet you at the bar, you probably went home and slept with your ex-boyfriend. But go ahead and give Jason a hard time. Everyone is coming to Sir the next day after Guillermo's movie premiere. And I was like looking at him and I'm like, God, he kind of looks like George Clooney. And then Lisa's like, oh, they call him the George Clooney of South America. And I'm like, what? That is literally what I was just saying, Lisa. Jason and Angelica have another talk. They have all these damn talks and they're not even dating. But he says he'd like to go do this like Jiu Jitsu thing because they're both into Jiu Jitsu and martial arts and whatever. So they're going to go on a little date. And he's like, I'm really sorry. I was just like tired and blah and whatever. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. That's why I feel like Angelica's being like a little psycho, like Natalie. Venus and Kim go in the alley, though, and talk during Guillermo's party. So Lisa must have this restaurant so overstaffed so they can all waste time and go do these talks and do this bullshit, because it's like they really do have people to serve inside. Marcus creeps out and says he's sad. And then Kim's like, please go back inside. And he's totally just trying to be like James Kennedy. So he's like all black, has the black sunglasses, like trying to be like paper, like not paper, super skinny, like a little string bean like him, and puffing the cigarette, who he's sharing with that girl again. And I'm like, God. So she's the DJ, and Venus is apologizing to Kim. And Kim's like, you know, it really hurt. And you were the one person that Marcus and I would pick out of this whole group. And it's just kind of like, Venus said his piece and did apologize, which was nice, but that really kind of didn't like move anywhere. It's because I'm going to tell you, Marcus is, it's not going to be good for the future of him and Kim. I guess they're still together because they were together on the Watch What Happens Live episode at the beginning of the season, but I don't know how much longer they'll be together because I just can't see it. He's pretending to DJ alongside with McKenna, doing all the work. And Jason and Angelica go on the jiu-jitsu date and doing all these violent moves on each other. And he reveals to her that he was talking to somebody, like I guess right when he kind of like met her. But he said now he's not, which I think that's fine. Like I'll say, like I sound like a broken record. She lives with her ex-boyfriend and admitted to Natalie she still sleeps with him time and time again. So I think Jason is being just fully transparent and being like, look, I was talking to somebody, but now I'm kind of like more into you. And since we're giving this a shot, I ended it with that other person. That's nice and normal. Shane, meanwhile, not normal, on a date in his house, locks his dogs behind the gate. He has like a giant poodle. And then this other dog, and he's like, you guys need to be trapped right there. Has this girl come in. She's barely there. He's like pouring her wine, which looked gross. It looked like fruit juice. And then he's like pouring himself actual fruit juice. I need to hear the story. I need to know if he ever did drink and was like a raging alcoholic, and that's why he doesn't drink anymore. I need to hear the story. Instead, the story he's telling again to this other girl. Oh, I was like, shot. Did I tell you that? Takes his shirt off, shows her the tattoos of where he was shot. And then he shows her an even worse tattoo of like this devil. He's like, yeah, I got this in high school. It's like, yeah, it looks like it. And it looks like a high schooler did it. Better laser that one off. I just think you shouldn't be telling people this story day one. And he admits he's telling the story of getting shot for the ladies to get some, which is shallow. I think he's very shallow. I think he has no personality. Like, he even thinks that of himself. It's not like I'm thinking that, like, he thinks it. So he has to lean into, oh, look at my body, or let me like touch you every time I'm talking to you, or let me tell you that I got shot so you'll feel bad for me and like want to sleep with me, because he doesn't know how to be. He doesn't know how to act around a girl and have a personality, which that's a huge turnoff. Besides his laugh and these tattoos, a huge turnoff. So then he gets a text from a girl. And the date's like, oh, who's that? And he's like, oh, it's my sister. And then he's like, it's not my sister. It's like, yeah, we wouldn't think so. So the second date is informing him that she's outside. And he's like, wait in your car. How would you feel as that second date? I'd be like, what? Why? And obviously she has to see the first date walk out. Weird. So then the second date comes in and they immediately just start making out. And then he's bringing her upstairs to quote unquote watch a movie, but we all know what that's code for, not watch a movie. And the dog, the poodle, is like looking at the girl and is probably like, you're like the 10th hoe that's been here this week. My dad is ignoring me. I need a haircut. I'm trapped behind this gate, getting no love and attention. And his laugh is bothering me to the point of I want to run away. But then everyone goes to the Abbey, which we all know is the infamous spot that Tom and Raquel were first seen canoodling. And Angelica is being like so weird to Jason, saying she has to go get an MRI on her back because it hurt so much from their date because he hurt her doing the Jiu Jitsu. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I love Chris, the cousin, because he's like an older brother to him. He's very protective, which I love. And he's like, I call bullshit because she's sending Jason pictures of her at the gym the next day after their date. So, no. He's just like sniffing it out. And that's his little cousin. Like, he doesn't want to see him get his heart broken. So they both talk. They both kind of decide to just be friends. And he seems okay with it. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And then, what do you know? Shane swoops in like a hawk, sits right next to Angelica, starts flirting with her immediately. It's like the body isn't even cold. It's unbelievable. Like bro code with them. And then decency code with Angelica and Jason. Like, she's the one saying Jason's such a shitty person. Oh, ew, it was like talking to somebody before me. How terrible, even though he admitted, and you live with your ex-boyfriend, hooking up with them whenever you want. Chris comes right over and he's like, oh, what's going on here? And he's like, well, good luck with her. And then they start making out. Unbelievable. And you know what? Good luck with that one, Angelica, because if you think Jason was like shitty or lying, get ready for Shane. He probably had 2 dates after he made out with you that night at the Abbey. And I can't wait to see that unfold. I hope, to be mean, she gets her heart broken because I feel like she's being mean. Oh, and I forgot to talk about their OnlyFans. So we saw like an inside to their OnlyFans, and they said when they first moved from Jersey together, they were like living out of their car, living out of trash bags. Must be a Jersey thing because it reminded me of Angelina from Jersey Shore. And Jason started doing the OnlyFans first, and he was making money. And Chris was like, oh, well, I don't like to be poor and eat like ramen noodles. Jason, the other cousin, admitted he was eating cat food. And I'm like, oh, shit. And they were working like 3 jobs. So good for them. They have a nice apartment. They're now working at STIR on TV, and they're on OnlyFans making that money. So Audrey had gone over to Angelica's house, and she's like, oh, did Jason tell you about his other job, OF? And she's like, like OnlyFans? She's like, yeah. And she's like, no. And obviously she had a problem with it. And Audrey's like, that's why I hope Chris and Audrey at least go the distance for a little bit, because she's so cool. She's like, yeah, like I contemplate doing OnlyFans. It's like, you can't get mad. These people are like starving artists, if you will. Like they need to make money. So they're working at this restaurant, but also in between trying to do what they actually want to do, which is like act or model. So hopefully we can get Chris and Jason into real modeling and they won't have to do OnlyFans anymore, because I feel like they really could. Like they are good looking and they have nice bodies. So I feel like we could sign them up for some modeling. May have to like wax a little bit of Jason's eyebrows off. His are like a little too bushy. But then Audrey says, oh my God, it's like I spent the night at Chris's and I got in the shower and in the corner I saw this penis pump. And she's like, oh, I saw that like in your shower. And he's like, oh, that's not my shower, that's Jason's. So obviously Angelica's like, oh my God, ew, that's awful. But he probably has that so he can use it and then take the pictures for OnlyFans. I get it. I just hope that she realizes the grass isn't greener. And I find Shane to be annoying. And he's a huge player. So good luck with that girl. But she reminds me of that girl that is like weird. She wants the douchey guy that seems like the chase instead of the nice guy that's right in front of you. So whatever. It's like the Green Day song, Nice Guys Finish Last. So as always, this was so fun recapping. I know it was like a long-winded episode because I had to do 2 episodes, but I am back on track. We are back, guys. We got Bravo full throttle. Like I said, January 27th, my watch party for part 3 of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion. I am so ready, so pumped. I'm gonna have some fun raffles again, the bingo, the trivia, and you can find me at Bravo T with the Stay at Home Mom on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and everybody have a good week. That vibe makes them come alive. You're so picture perfect.